All right, we're back to begin our read with Leo, the number 5. Okay, the 5th commandment is to honor thy father and mother, which basically means any way that we treat anyone. It refers back to how we were raised, how we were groomed. Okay, a lot of things that Simba did, he did as a result of his father. Same thing goes for Nala. Also, this realm is the 5. It's a form of strength. Gebura. It's the sphere of strength. It's representative of the patriarch Isaac, who had to make some sacrifices, who had a lot of struggle initially setting out. Even though his father had paved the way and made a legacy for him, most lions do. He had to fight and defend and for that legacy the same way that Simba did. Okay. Also, with that, he had to have the strength to be obedient to his father, even when his father made up a rule that didn't quite make any sense. He had to go with that. And that in the end, both the father and the son, they end up ruling, they end up reigning, which is another reason why the 5 in the major arcana is the emperor. It's a controlled strength. It's a sense of control. It's controlling. The 4 is the door. Now we're controlling the door. We're keeping the door. We're monitoring what goes in and what comes out. Which is why he also was responsible, the patriarch Isaac. He was responsible for the wells. His father dug a lot of wells and he was responsible for them, but he got a lot of fight about it. Okay? Got a lot of fight about it. The angel of that realm is Shamuel. Love. Lots of love. That everything will be done, even your ruling, will be done through love. Any type of leadership that you have in the home, in the community, on your job, make sure that when you're doing it, people feel the sense of love and you actually have the ability to do that. Because you have the strength of your father, you have the wisdom of your mother, Leo. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, your cards are as follows. You have the 10 of Cups, which doubles for the wheel. Okay, so this is the dimension that you're either in or you're trying to get to. Next is the Queen of Cups, Queen of Hearts, which doubles for the Empress. This is how you feel about this particular dimension. That maybe once you get here, or maybe now that you are here, now you're ruling, now you're reigning, now you're in control, now you're abundant. Notice that there's a lot of green in here, and her dress is green as well. Green means love. Green is for the heart chakra, but it could also be being heart healthy. Maybe you're needing to also, to get things going circular. Green could be money, true, and money is a form of currency. It is currency. It's circular. It goes in a circle as it goes out and comes back. However, this could also be vegetation, eating more green vegetables. This is definitely good for your heart. It's good for your health. It's good for your circulation. Getting some circulation. Okay. So this is how you feel about it. Once I can get that circulation, okay, then I'm ruling here. I'm ruling. I'm in control. Things are abundant. They're growing. So this is how you feel about this particular dimension of your growth, of your process right now. The challenge is the work involved. That to get to that, you'll be up to your eyeballs in work, up to your eyelids and thinking of ideas, coming up with ideas, furnishing ideas to make this possible. And you're going to have to really exert a lot of your confidence, a lot of everyday solutions, a lot of just, very kind of coming up with ideas or being creative, or even maybe getting with someone who's creative. And that as you get with them, you may see, wow, that's a lot of work involved here. A little bit overwhelming, maybe. Okay. The tool, another 10. Look at that. Here's a 10 again. So we got 1, 2. This is the third 10. You know that 10 threes equal 30. And Christ is considered to have been baptized when he was 30. He went on this mission. He's now commissioned to do his mission at 30. 10 also comes from, and during that day of his baptism, he gets a nice signature from heaven, a nice wide open window. A window kind of, the heavens kind of open, and there's all these words from God, not as he's getting started, a lot of recognition for getting started. So this is the 10 of thought, which also is for the 10 of swords, okay? Which I referred to previously as being that of symbolic of when I see that man laying down like that, I think of the patriarch Joseph. He was betrayed, but he could see over the horizon this other world. That's the world he ended up going into. That to get to that world, it may be some hard work. Look at that 10. There may be some people fighting you. There may be some backstabbing going on. It may represent that as well. Because he was the 11th son, but there's 10 knives, and one of them's in his back. One representing how all the others felt. Incidentally, or maybe coincidentally, the 10, we have 10 commandments, and what's the 10th one? Not coveting. And they were jealous over his spot. They did not like the relationship that he had with the Father. Okay? They did not like that. He was being obedient. He was doing, they didn't like that. Because, it's costing them something. He's making reports about their behavior towards the Father. Okay? Some type of behavior. If this is not you, this is someone else in your life. And, you might want to make sure that you're not part of that 9 that are hurting someone who's trying to initiate the will of the Father, the rule of the Father. He was just coming to actually get a report on their progress. And by right, their father, he should know those are his sheep. That's what Joseph was going to do. And they saw him coming. The dreamer, he's coming. This is the area of realm of dreams. There's this 10 here. It's dreams. Something you desire, something you wish for. And for them, they just felt like, well, he just wants to be in control. He wants to be ruler up over us. No, he actually has the integrity, like you, representing your father. You have the integrity that when you rule, it's actually going to feed everybody. That when you run things, and if this isn't you, this is someone that you're very closely connected to that has that ability. And they'll support you just like how Joseph supported Pharaoh in his mission, in his goal. This could be someone with these ideas as well, and they're bringing that to you. And at first, it will seem overwhelming. It was overwhelming. Look at what Joseph helped to do. He helped to save lives in the famine. But they had to store things up. They had to add up the grain. They had to give out a certain amount. They had to keep preservation. That's a lot of work. And he did it for 7 years. And then the 7 years going into the famine, they were all able to benefit from that. But it wasn't because he coveted being Pharaoh. He was given a lot of the things that Pharaoh had as access to. But he didn't overstep his authority. The 10 represents the 1. And the first commandment is about God. The 10th is about how we deal with people. But that ultimately, that if we're really going to ascend and develop and grow, we've got to treat people the way that we would treat God, as special. Even when they may not be treating us that way back, they might not see all that we're doing and treat us that way back. But as we do that, heaven, trusting that heaven will put us in the right sphere where that kind of gift, it doesn't go unnoticed and it gets respected for what it is. And that was what Pharaoh was able to do. Pharaoh was able to do what Jacob's father and what Jacob's brothers could not do with the gifts that he had. 10 of thought. So this is your tool. Okay? This is your tool. 10 of thought says a situation that's been troubling you has come to an end. See these endings? A lot of times they say 10 is an ending. 10 is an ending to start over. 10 is an ending. Okay, so it is starting over. It's starting over and circulating into something else. As much and hurtful as that betrayal was, he needed that betrayal because that betrayal was just like this wheel. It was currency. It was transit. It was a chariot into something else. It transferred him through that betrayal. He didn't have the motion to get to Egypt. But him being sold to men with horses that regularly traded back and forth, regularly on that currency path, got him just where he needed to go. Got him into Egypt. Lots of transition. That's what the wheels, lots of transition. Okay? It's transition. Transition could be rapid, or you could be waiting for it to change. It's changing. It may even hurt to change a little bit. It may be even overwhelming to change. So it's a situation that's been troubling you. Okay? Because it didn't. He said those things about his dreams, Joseph did, but he didn't feel good. It said his brothers could not speak peaceably to him. So even though he was on his way to them, he knew likely that this isn't going to be I'm doing this for my father. I'm doing this out of love. Keep the love, Leo. I'm doing this out of love. But, there's some turbulence there. It's troubling you and has come to an end, and you can breathe a sigh of relief. Now that he was sold, at least he was on his way. At least wherever these men sell me, it couldn't be as bad as whatever I've dealt with my brother. This is why Joseph was able to serve in Potiphar's house and even be lied on by Potiphar's wife. He was able to go through that with a sense of grace. Okay? Because you're a warrior. You're a warrior. You know what it is to have soldiers in your camp, and you know what it is to have mutiny on the bounty. You're strong. You're strong. Strength. Deborah. Shamuel. You're strong. Okay? And your strength is in when knowing how to use that strength. Don't exert unnecessary force. Okay? Be like the river. It's a current too. It flows. Okay? Okay? So, with the challenging times behind you, because when they stabbed him in the back, when they sold him like that, challenging times are behind him. Nothing but good times waited ahead for him. But he had to get to that area. He had to get to that realm. Okay? And you got 3 10s. 1, 2, 3. You notice that also what's coming up right now for me is Joseph, when he was in the prison, he met 3 crucial people. Okay? The guard, the baker, the butler. Okay? Egypt is about 3 people. You got 3 people that you got to meet before you get to that one person, which is the Pharaoh, that opens up the door of expansion from prison, from containment, boom, out into the world, out at large. All of its preparation. So with the challenging times behind you, you can move on. It's important to fully let go at this juncture. So he had to let go. And he had some struggle with that. If you read about the patriarch Joseph, he had a little bit of struggle. He was very sad. When he finally saw his brothers again, he was sad. He cried a lot. It's time to let go. Someone in your life may now finally be free of his or her addictions or codependent issues. You could be dealing with that as well. It's time to let go. Let the reins go. All the sons, except for Joseph, were codependent on their father and his wealth. Instead of building their own, they were building it off the backs of their father, which is why by the time Jacob, the patriarch, and Pharaoh meet, and Pharaoh's bragging all about Joseph and blah, 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 he looks like, Jacob looks like this with these bags. And he said, pardon me, I'm not as old as I look. But this is what having 10 disobedient sons will get you. You get somebody might be in your life codependent that way as well. Draining you, coveting your gifts and your ability, your energy. They might covet this. Okay? That's why the 10 Commandments, not coveting. Don't covet. Don't covet other people's stuff. Don't covet other people's spot. That ultimately, when you do that, or when you break that or violate that, you're violating God. The God in you and the God in the other person. Okay? You might be around some type of energy like that. The type of energy may stab you in the back, being covetous. Okay? Have a lot of ego there. Because there's God or ego. At least the way I understand it. And I don't understand everything the right way. I'm still learning myself. So, but that's what Jesus brought up about how we treat others. And then, whoa, look at your homework. So 10, 10, 10. Okay, so we got 30. Okay, we got a 9. And we got a 2, which make an 11, which make a 2. Be fluid. Be fluid. Number 2, it says, the 10 Commandments, it says about making graven images. Like I said, let go. Don't let nothing be engraved on your mind, engraved on, sealed and set in stone. When you're still moving, you can't seal and set it in stone yet. So it says the spiritual part of that is to go within. Number 2, okay, we attribute that to the high priestess. She's got the 2 books too. Go within. Go within. Get the word, get scripture, get positive messages. Get that stuff going within. Okay? You are a very intuitive person, and there are many wonderful insights that lie waiting inside you. That's where the dreams came from for Joseph. God gave him those dreams from within, from who he was, to let him know there's something greater that's awaiting you than shepherds and jockeying for chief shepherd and arguing over grain and it's not even your grain, it's your father's grain. Something better for you than that. Take the time to be quiet and reflect upon the desires of your heart. Again, I said it might be about being heart healthy, taking care of your heart. Green vegetables is good. The heart chakra is green for love, but being heart healthy, eating more fresh vegetables, more greenery, will make you feel a whole lot better. Makes sure eases the burdens, eases your heart too, especially if you're having any type of heart conditions or troubles. or your heart's overwhelmed about money. Okay? But that ultimately you shouldn't worry. You have a creative heart. It's just, here's the green, here's the heart. The heart's full of creativity. But it can be overwhelming if you don't take care of yourself. It can be overwhelming if you don't see the abundance. That if you don't, have a sense of control. Using your Leo ability to control things. To be queen. Okay? To do it with love. Being queen is about doing it with love. It's not about just exercising rules. Go within, take the time to be quiet, and reflect upon the desires of your heart through meditation or prayer. Prayer. Having a heart full of prayer also gets the wheels of the spirit moving. It gets the wheels of the spirit moving. Here's the wheel within the wheel. That's where Ezekiel, the prophet, he saw the wheel within the wheel. He saw the chariot. Joseph, when he got promoted, he was in a chariot. The Merkaba. 10 is about the kingdom. Thy will be done. Thy kingdom come. Something from another realm is trying to touch down. Is about to touch down. Are you ready for it? Okay, you got to go within. There's no need to take action right now. So no need to take any action. Maybe this is just about feeding yourself. Feeding yourself love, positive messages, being around people that speak love, positive messages, feeding yourself good things to fortify you for when this comes. Okay? To fortify you. Okay? So then that way, it's not like this. If you fortify yourself, it might not be like this. Reason why Joseph was able to forgive, he kept his heart in the right way about his creativity and his dreams. He kept his heart the right way about his destiny. He wasn't egotistical. He kept his heart right. He had a big mouth, but he kept his heart right. Maybe this means cover your mouth. You notice we can't see our mouth. Don't speak. Don't speak about your destiny. Don't speak about some of the dreams you're having. Don't speak all of your ideas that God is giving you. Because there are people, this is what they'll do with it. It'll get to being where it overwhelms you because of them. And they can't get it. And so it's yours, but now they want it. They want to take it. That's what happened with Joseph. Keep your dreams, your creativity, your destiny, your ideas, keep them within your heart. See? Green. Hands are green for the heart chakra. Keep this world contained, and you will rule. So it says there's no need to take action right now. Just be patient with yourself. If you made a mistake and you might have said some things, now people are mad about it. Those 10 brothers, those 10 people on the job, those kids, part of your family, or whatever, whoever this 10 represents, don't worry. Be patient with yourself. Go back within. See how the rest of the card is also in green? Kind of stay within. See, her wings are pink. The book is pink. Whatever this is, this could be a law, a rule, a decree that's doing something for you. Keep a loving mind about it. Don't be egotistical. Don't say everything. Because some people, it's not even that you're trying to show off, but that's how some people, they might take you. Because of where they are and what they're lacking and what they fail to see, this as. Okay? But this that Joseph had, this creativity that he had, look at all the abundance it brought. It fed the nation. Look at how it's all over his head. Full of creativity. All over her head. This is the Empress. Full of creativity. Her heart is her thoughts are thoughts of love. And that love, that saved many nations. Not just Egypt, not just Joseph and his brothers. It saved many other nations. Many people were able to come and trade and get food in a famine. Something you have. Preserve it and keep it here. Keep it in your heart. Look at her dress is green. Keep it in your heart. Keep the creativity in your heart. It will later promote you and reward you. True. Love on it. Keep loving on it. You know, if you shared it with somebody and they were mean to you about it, that doesn't mean that you should do the same thing. Keep loving on it. Okay? And that when you go within, look, here's the other dimension of that. Going within will bring you this. Another wheel. And the eye. That this world, this realm, this progressiveness, this motion is soon to hatch. Look at the eye peeking out at you. It's soon to hatch. It's not yet. It's almost there. It's about ready to birth. Okay? But it's not quite ready just yet. This wheel. This is another wheel. So, not a wheel within a wheel, but just another wheel. Just give it a little bit of time. Like a clock. Give it a little bit of time. Look at the eye of the clock. It's watching you. Watching how you are dealing with this here. It's really important. Really crucial. Okay? As you go within, you know, this also doubles for the hermit. Going within. The hermit is a person who goes within. I just want to make sure that, am I thinking the right way? Do I have the right perspective about this? Am I doing this with the right attitude? Do I see this thing the way that I need to see it? Lord, Holy Spirit, do I see it the right way? When you pray and you have time, you go within, you kind of, hermit up, because this is what this stands for also, is the hermit. This doubles for the hermit. The hermit is a person who they lock themselves away for a new insight, a fresh vision on whatever it is they're going through, they're enduring, that they have been enduring up until the point of going into a sabbatical, of going within, before they were dealing with that, so that they can have a better perspective, a different outlook. Outlook, he's looking out. Outlook. And his eye is green as well. Love. So that maybe whatever that you're suffering, you're going through, whatever the hermit's hard time was that put him into a seeking mode, that out of it, he would have a different outlook. Okay? His outlook would change. That's what going within. About all of these wonderful things, all these 10s here, have a different outlook. Notice how that 10, 10, 10, like I said, 30. At the time of Jesus' baptism, when he was baptized, he was 30 years old. His mission was to get started. And yet, even though the heavens had opened and all this kind of stuff, you know that the person that baptized him, which was John the Baptist, still had to point him out. Still had to point, behold the Lamb of God, right? Because people don't have the right outlook. They think you're going to the water like they're going to the water, but you've got something special. You've got something special. You've got some creative idea, something that's special. And if it's not you, it's someone that you're connected to. And when they do that, if they have it and you're having issues with them about, or you don't like it, or you're trying to rally up people, that's hard work to rally up people against a vision like that. And rather, you should be trying to work with them, because ultimately, in the end, that same vision or creativity that they have is going to also feed you. And whatever they're doing, they might be doing it from love. Maybe it's someone that this might not just be you. This might be someone that, and there needs to be an understanding that there's love. Not that they're trying to make anything difficult for you. Just like with Ezekiel, when he came around people, they probably, oh, you got bad news for us. You're going to tell us how bad we are. And tell us all the stuff we did wrong, the will within the will. No, actually, that God, even in your captivity, at the time he was going to speak to some people who were captive. They were captive by a neighboring country. That even in that, God still loves you very much. He sent me here to let you know that, not to make you feel bad, not to point out anything you're doing wrong, but to get the currency started again in your heart, the currency of love. Because the way you're feeling about God and the way that he feels about you, or the way that you're looking at the way the person might be looking at that situation, or the way you might be looking at the situation, God may have put someone in your life to give you a different perspective, a different outlook. Then no, that's not what this is love. I'm working from a standpoint of love, not trying to run you, not trying to run over you. That I respect you. Okay? All right. Wow, Leo. Okay, you got this 2, which 2 is about covenant. 2 also, it's about new beginnings. The word, when we look at the word in the Bible, Genesis really is translated as beginning, in the beginning. So a beginning that starts from nothing, that starts from darkness, because this is as high as you can go. You have nothing but a new beginning ahead of you. Even if it's challenging because it's new, it's a beginning. Okay? And in the beginning, there was a lot of division. There's a lot of division, a lot of multiplication, a lot of math. So this is about abundance. This is about abundance and making new life. Okay? Because just like with cells, when they divide and mutate and keep mutating and dividing, but what occurs, what happens in the end? We have life. The cells keep dividing and bring out a sequence of DNA, sequence, time, right? They keep dividing those cells and they end up being something that is living. It's life. God bless you, Leo. Hope you enjoyed. Take care.